Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us today. My name is Andy Ogg, and on behalf of TravelProfessionalNews.com, HomeBaseTravelAgent.com, and FindAHostTravelAgency.com, I want to welcome all of you for today's webinar, and thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy day to join us. Today's topic is the colors of Morocco. Your dream vacation awaits. I am so excited to welcome Destination Morocco to the virtual stage today. Our speaker is Aldine Azamaqueen. Please remember that you are all muted, and we welcome your questions in the question tab on the right side of your screen. Feel free to type in any questions you have during the presentation, as we are going to make time at the end to answer as many as possible. There will also be a couple of handouts provided through this presentation. You can find those under the handout area where you can download them to your computer. When the presentation is over, we will have a special prize giveaway with a $50 Amazon gift card. So make sure to pay attention, take notes, and let's enjoy this exciting topic today. Let's turn the microphone over and let's have some great discussion about Destination Morocco. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Andy and Rowan, for the amazing introduction. We appreciate all the travel advisors attending our webinar today. We acknowledge the importance of what you do, and we're very grateful for it. Morocco is calling, and your clients are dreaming about exploring Morocco's hidden gems, but worried about missing out. Do you want your client to experience Morocco like a local, but feeling lost in the planning maze? Ready for Moroccan culture immersion, but unsure how to navigate it all? Eager to create unforgettable memories in Morocco, but struggling with the planning process? You wish you had somebody to help you throughout the process? Destination Morocco is your partner for an authentic, trusted Moroccan adventure. We help you plan the perfect Moroccan tour for your clients thanks to our local knowledge and years of experience. Our handcrafted, personalized itineraries take the guessing work and confusion out of research, planning, and help you provide exactly what your clients are looking for. With our support, you can make sure your clients have a smooth and memorable experience tailored to their interests and priorities. Imagine your client experience in Morocco like a local, not a tourist, a stress-free tours filled with unforgettable memories. You confidently sell in Morocco, not just as a destination, but as a transformative experience. Are you ready to sell Morocco? This is who we are, this is what we do. Most travelers struggle with planning their trip to Morocco, so we create personalized itineraries for private or small group tours for them so they can enjoy Morocco like a local. So we're going to go to slide number 2. This is from the tour that we did last year in the summer. We took a tour from the north side of Morocco, the south side. So it took us about really for almost 40 days. So we took this in Madrasat bin Yusuf, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the similarities of when we say madrasa, it means the university or a school. And there's similarities between this one, the one in Fes, and the one also in Meknes. So in today's webinar, we're going to talk about a fam trip, which is the imperial city. The imperial cities are Marrakesh, Fes, Meknes, and Rabat. So, and we are really dedicated to creating unforgettable travel experiences that go beyond the typical tourist trails. We can buy personalized service, local expertise, and commitment to excellence to make sure that your trip to Morocco is as memorable as ever. And we're going to go to the next slide, please. Rowan? Okay. This one, we are in Fes, and this is the Menebhi Palace. This place has really, really important significance when it comes to Moroccan history. This is where they have signed the Treaty of 1912 between the French and Morocco. And there's you can have here, like normally when we have a trip or we have a tour, your lunch is included, it's on us. So, and this is where we bring all the guests to have lunch because of the significance of the place and the history. And you can just look at the attention to details. The building is just, it's incredible. So you can see this is us walking. That room is called the Fassi room. And in the opposite side is called, there's a room also called Meknesi room. To us, they look really the same, but there's a little bit of competition between Fas and Meknes. So we choose Fas because we are in Fas. And that gentleman in the blue actually is the owner walking us to our table. So let me see, and we're gonna go to the next slide. And again, this is the highlight of the tour. Basically, we do the pickup, airport pickup and drop-offs are included in the fam trip. And we start in Casablanca, then we go to Rabat, then we go to Chefchaouen, Volubilis, Meknes, Fas, and we go through the Atlas Mountains, and then we end up in Marrakesh. We do a sightsee in Marrakesh, and then we take you back to Casablanca. So in this picture right here, you can see Max. She was one of our guests, and she's inside the mosque, and you can see everybody inside the mosque. I get a lot of questions. What should we dress? How do we go to the mosque? Do we need to dress up? Do we need to change this or that? I will say just dress the way that makes you really comfortable. So, and you can see there's a lady behind it. She's not covering her hair. Max is wearing a sleeveless shirt, and so basically they just give you a little bag, which is the green bag, and you just put your shoes and you walk and do the site visit inside the mosque. So I'm going to go to the next slide, but this is the inside of the mosque. It's beautiful, beautiful. I mean, once you're there, you can just it is breathtaking. It's you know, always amazing feedback for the guests visiting the Casablanca Hassan II Mosque. And when you look at the left-hand side, you see it's like a passage. This is the king's passage. So when the king and his family are attending the mosque, this is what they go through. That's the passage that they go through to do the prayers. And also you can see different people wearing different things. So again, you know, when people ask what to wear, you can see you can wear anything that makes you comfortable. Basically, there's no restrictions. And also Casablanca Mosque is the only mosque that allows tourists to go inside as well. So, and we're going to go to the next slide. Also, if you look at this picture again, you know, this the colors, the contrast, it's really, really beautiful. And this is one of our guides. His name is Khalil, and you can see he's legally blind. So this is the type of people that we work with, the communities that we support. And next, well, be next to him to the right-hand side, today it was his son. Sometimes he uses his brother and he helps him, you know, move from location to location, but he's just his wealth of knowledge when it comes to Hassan II Mosque, but also when it comes to Casablanca. He used to be a national guide, but because he had an accident and he lost his sight, but he still, this is what he does, and he loves it. And we're grateful for him, and you know, we support him. So the next slide, you know, we moved from Casablanca. Now we are in Rabat, which is the capital city. And as you can see, this is the Royal Guards. It's a lot of site visits in Rabat. They are close to each other. So you can do the visit in Rabat probably about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. You may need to go if you need to see other sites that are off-site here, maybe 20-minute drive, but that's about it. So it's really, really beautiful. It's worth it, and it's an amazing experience. You can see to the left-hand side there was Ali, our local guide at that time. He did an amazing job. So, and we moved to Chefchaouen, the Blue City, for a lot of people, and some they call it the Chaouen. Chaouen means you know, two horns. Shif, Chaouen. Shif means, it comes from the word shuf, which means look. Chaouen, which means two horns. So the Chefchaouen is actually located between two mountains. They look like horns. So that's the reason why the name of Chefchaouen came about. And what you see here, this is one of the popular pictures. If you have seen Chefchaouen, I know we've seen this location in many pictures and other locations, and I'll talk a little bit about those. This one is actually, I did not know this, but this is a family-owned house. So the house, the entrance is actually to the right-hand side. And you can see in the backdrop, you know, behind us, there's a little bit of drapes. That's their, you know, that's like the living room, but they charge you like $2 for 5 minutes, and you take as many pictures as you like. And then there's a line actually behind that we don't see. So this is how they really make their living. Chefchaouen, we had an amazing time. We would recommend at least a day and a half if you're visiting Chefchaouen. If you want to do an adventure and go off-site, definitely 2 days, and we'll talk a little bit about that as well. Also, we are still in Chefchaouen, and you can see this is the Medina. This is downtown. It's very similar to old Medinas, if you would, but it has a little bit of a flair that it's connected just to Chefchaouen. So, and again, one of those sites, if you can see, everybody's taking pictures. There's stairs, but this one is free. So Chefchaouen has a very unique culture, different food, and it's an amazing experience. And the people are very, very hospitable. So now we move to Fes. And Fes, I always tell people, is my favorite city. And if you have one day to spend in Morocco, spend it in Fes because it's worth it and it's really beautiful. We are standing. We did a synagogue visit. It's a 17th century synagogue, and that's where I'm standing right now. And I'm looking down the Jewish cemetery, which is really important. This is still an active cemetery. A lot of people are still buried from different towns. They come here. In Fes, it is the biggest in Morocco. And also when we look down, we look at down the hills, and when they built Fes, they did it on a valley, which is really smart, located in between the Rif Mountains and also the Middle Atlas Mountains for the waters. So they have underground tunnels, and that's how they supply the city with water. Now it's all covered; it's almost gone because of the buildings, the city, the houses, and everything else. But it's Fes is just it's a must on your tour, especially when you're doing the north side of Morocco. Also, the other thing is when you look at Fes, Fes has three cities literally within the city itself. There's the Medina, which is a 9th century, and then there's the King Palace in the Jewish core, which is right here, which is a 14th century. Then you have Ville Nouvelle, which is the new century, which is a 20th century. So it's very diverse, it's very beautiful, and it's definitely worth at least 2 days to 3 days if you're traveling to Fes. So we go to the next slide, and again, this is Madrasa Fes, and it's really similar to the one in Meknes, and again in Marrakesh. Marrakesh looks a little bit newer because it is, and this is the oldest. And as you can see, there's a lot of people inside. It's very popular, but then there's a line outside, so they don't let everybody go in at the same time, but they just do it in small groups. So that way you still have that, a better experience. And then when you look at the water fountain in the middle, this is really very interesting. This has been the original water fountain when they first built the madrasa. But then a few years ago, they decided, hey, it looks kind of old. We need to change it. So they made another one exactly similar to it. But when they brought it, they actually put it on the left-hand side. You cannot see it in the picture, but they changed their mind again and never replaced it. So it has two water fountains, so which is kind of unique. So we're going to go to the next slide, and this is Ait bin Haddou. As you can see, this is the famous fortress of Ait bin Haddou. It's part of Ouarzazate. This is like when you're starting to cross to the south of Morocco, to the desert, if you would. Behind us at that time, they were still filming Gladiator #2. At that time, they were taking a little break. You cannot see it from here, but it's actually behind Sam. So, and also on the left-hand side, you can see carpets. So we are in the Women's Cup, just right outside their doors. And, this is, everything is made by hand. And I want to show you, there's a little bit of story behind these ladies that are woven and creating carpets. You can see the colors, the blue indigo, the orange, the green, the dark blue, the red. So basically, this co-op, these women are from the village, from Ait bin Haddou village. And again, these are the type of businesses that we support and the people that we work with. So they come in early morning and they start making carpets. So when they are finished, Sarah, she manages the co-op. Basically, she sells those carpets and they take their commission. Then the ladies get paid as well. They get paid really handsomely. Now, there's a lot of other women that Ait bin Haddou is a little bit far, so they cannot make it. They have kids to attend to, they have, sick husbands to attend to, so they do this at their houses. And once they are finished with, creating carpet, they just bring them to Sarah, and the same process happens as well. So which is really unique. And also when we do tours, a lot of people, they want to shop, and you can buy carpets anywhere you want, but this is the place that we personally recommend for you to get your carpets, because you're really supporting the local community and for a good cause. And now we go to Marrakesh, and everybody's familiar with Majorelle Gardens, which is YSL, Saint Laurent Gardens. This is back in the early 50s and 60s. Yves Saint Laurent was working with Christian Dior, and they had a little bit of conflict when it came to creativity. So Yves Saint Laurent came to Marrakesh for the first time, and he fell in love with the city, and he stayed in Marrakesh basically until he died in Marrakesh. So this is one of his creations. This is his garden. He purchased the place from George, and he lived here. So the sightseeing for the Majorelle Garden, it should take you about an hour and 15 minutes. But I specifically choose this picture because it's a little bit unique and different. You know, when you see the blue and you see the yellow and the garden, you know it's Majorelle Garden. But this one you would not suspect that it's actually part of Majorelle Garden. It's a beautiful, beautiful garden. And as you can see, there's a line behind because it's a really popular spot for a lot of people to take a lot of pictures. So again, when we create an itinerary for you, we take care of the bookings for you. If you want to do just Majorelle Garden by itself, if you want to do the museum, if you want to do his house, and they all have different prices. So, but definitely recommend the Majorelle Garden because it's really, really, really worth it. So we're going to go to the next slide, and you know, just like we talked about Fes and we talked about the Minute Bahib Palace, your lunch is on us, and that place can actually hold a few hundred guests. And this is when you're in Marrakesh, again, dinner is on us, and this is one of, you know, when we meet you, we do meet and greet, and also we do, you know, welcoming gifts. And this is one of the places that we use for that. As you can see, this is Ali next to her, you know, Eric, her husband, and to the right-hand side, that was Matt, her brother. He came in from London. He flew to Rabat, they flew to Casablanca. So we started the tour and we all met in Marrakesh. And as you can see, it's a 5-star hotel. I mean, restaurant. It's really nice. It has a really nice vibe. And again, we don't choose these restaurants. We make the recommendations for the guests where they want to go. But this one has a show afterwards. So about 10:15 p.m., they have about 3 or 4 different shows, different folklores, Gnawa music, belly dancing music, and stuff like that. So, but also we have other locations and other restaurants that we use, depending again on the guest's choice. So, you know, for the itineraries, again, your lunch is included in Fes, your dinner is included in Fes, in Marrakesh, and this is where you meet Sam as well. So we're going to go to the next slide. This is one of my favorites. This is the Yahwash experience. This is my neck of the woods. This is a village close to where I grew up. And this is one of the, you know, this Ahwash music, it's, you know, I mean, I feel like I'm lost in words. It speaks to us, to the Amazigh people, to the Berber people. This is our vibe. This is our dance. This is the way that we express our happiness and joy moments. I'm going to go to the next slide. And again, this is a Berber experience, if you would. And as you can see, the women, they'll have, you know, they're always woven wool and making stuff. But you also can see there's tea, the presence of tea. It's welcoming at all times. And this is actually my grandfather's house. It's over 100 years old, and we're standing on the outside of the kitchen. The inside, it's where the lady in red. So that's the entrance to the main kitchen. So this is still the outside of the kitchen. It's beautiful. It's really nice. And again, you immerse yourself in the Berber culture and the Amazigh culture. We have access to the inaccessible. This is my family, and we use other families. So we have very fortunate. We have really good network when it comes to these experiences. And what we find that a lot of people, this is what they want when they go to Morocco. They want to, you know, immerse themselves with the locals. They want to, you know, interact with the locals, and so forth. So this is really, really unique experience that we offer as well. So I'm going to go to the next slide. And again, this is again experience, and we're talking about experiences here. This one is Gnawa music, and a lot of people, Gnawa music, it's when you say Gnawa music, people think of Essaouira, which is a coastal city. At that time, it was the biggest port in Morocco. It's spiritual music. It's a soul music. It's beautiful, beautiful music. And nobody really knows where it originated from, where it came from. But during the time when they were bringing slaves to America, some of them came through ships and they stayed in Essaouira. The other ones, they came through caravans, and this is where they stayed in the Khamliya place. This is a village, and this is what they do. And they have really a big festival in the summertime around August. But then the Gnawa music in Essaouira, they have the biggest festival most of the time in September. It moves back and forth, but it's in September. So we highly, highly recommend the Gnawa experience, whether in Khamliya, if you're doing the south side of Morocco, but if you're not doing the south side of Morocco and you have an opportunity to go to Essaouira, I highly recommend it. It's just, it's something else. It's really, really, really amazing. So we're gonna go to the next slide, and now we're talking about the quad. This is Imran. He's my son, and he said the quad experience that he had that day was his best day. He had an amazing, amazing time. It was me and him and other people. So he had so much fun. So when you go to the desert, there's so many experiences that we can provide for you. It's just not one. You know, a lot of people when they think of the desert, when they think of Merzouga, they think it's one day only. No, I totally disagree. You can actually spend 5, 6, or 7 days in Merzouga without repeating the same experience again. So there's so much stuff to do in Merzouga. So we were lucky because this area, this is where they actually filmed part of The Witcher, uh, series number 3. When the lady, the girl, she got lost in the desert, this is actually where they filmed it. So I'm gonna go to the next slide. And again, this is the nomad experience. I remember Eric, Ali, and Matt, they did this experience, and the feedback we got from them was just beyond incredible. They loved every second of it. And as you can see, we had to split in our group because there were too many of us. We split and we got 2 guides, the one that I'm talking to right now, and the one next to Sam. They draw 4x4, so it's an amazing experience. You look at the village and it's literally empty because a few women are staying behind because they have to attend to babies and kids, and that's what we did basically. And the rest of them, when we say the nomads, it's actually the people of the village plus their livestock. And again, when we talked about the Gnawa music, at that time there were no borders. The same thing with the nomads. They used to move frequently and freely from Morocco to Mali to Senegal and throughout mid Africa, Central Africa, then back. So when the borders were created, unfortunately, whoever stayed in Mali, they stayed in Mali. Whoever stayed in Morocco, they stayed in Morocco, and they cannot cross borders. And that made it really challenging and difficult. And and that's why you see them here. But the rest of the family and the father and the sons and stuff, they're catering to the livestock because it's part of the family as well. So we highly, highly recommend the nomad experience as well when you're doing the south side of Morocco. So, and again, this is a camel ride. You can see Imran, he's very happy. And the camel experience, to a lot of people, they just to clarify a few misconceptions and misunderstandings, they meet you somewhere. There's a meeting point that the driver, they'll take you there, and then you have the camel handlers. Basically, they'll dress you up. They'll put if you want, you don't have to, but they'll put the scarf on your head and stuff, and they fix you up, and then they help you ride the camel because it's a little bit bumpy at first. They help you to you get in the camel, then they guide you throughout, all the way to your camp. Now, that ride takes about 45 minutes. It's not 15, it's not 20 minutes, but it's an average of 45 minutes. However, they take a little break, maybe 15 minutes or so, right before the sunset. For a lot of people, to take a little break, but also to take advantage of the scenery and take a lot of pictures. And that's what they basically we do. And then you go to your camp and you're greeted by Moroccan minty, and then you have dinner, it's included. And then the next day in the morning you have breakfast, which is included. Then they bring you back to your guide or to your tour guide or to your car. So, and we're going to go to the next slide. And this is what really makes us different. We take care of everything for you from A to Z, from the moment you arrive to Morocco and until the moment you depart Morocco. And this goes the same for your clients. And this on this picture here, this is a really, really popular spot. It's called Azro. Because when we left Fas, we were all going to Merzouga, which we don't recommend a straight drive because it takes about 8 hours. So we split it. We do 4-hour drive. We spend the night in Midelt, and then the next day we take a ride from Midelt to Merzouga, which is about 4.5 hours. So this is really, really nice experience. It's very quiet. It's very unique, and the monkeys can be really tricky and steal your things that you're feeding them. So it was a lot of fun. So I'm going to go to the next slide. Again, everything we do is customizable. Uh, Everything we do is on your terms. We are exactly an extension of you. We represent you. And in this case, what you see here in this picture, this is called the Kap Marrakechia, which is like a club. It's a special club. City of Marrakesh. City of Marrakesh is known for its own things. The same thing with Fas, the same thing with Rabat, Chefchaouen. So this is one of the staples or the pillars of the city. When you see somebody doing this, you know it's called the Kap Marrakechia. You know the original is from Marrakesh. So we can craft any type of experience for you, for your clients, and that's what really make a difference in a tour. So there's so many things to choose from. We're gonna go to the next slide. And again, local expertise. We have in each city, you will meet your local guide. As you can see, we did Ali in Rabat, we did Khalil in Casablanca, we did Hamid in Chefchaouen, and now we're doing this here in Volubilis, which is a stop. If you come in from Meknes on your way to Chefchaouen, you can stop here, or you can do it from Chefchaouen going back to Meknes. You can stop in Volubilis. But unfortunately, it's got to be done midday, maybe around 2 or 3. So summertime is always very hot. So I highly recommend dressing up accordingly. But then the other times when it's spring, it's beautiful. It's just it's really good to be out. It's kind of cool, nice, breezy weather. And as you can see here, in Volubilis, there's actually 4 major sites, and the tour will take you about an average of an hour and 15 minutes. Because you don't want to rush it. But the meaning of Volubilis in Arabic, it's called Walili, but in Amazigh or Berber, it's actually called flower. And you can see that it's been damaged, and it's been damaged by the earthquake that hit Portugal back in the 16th century. There are actually 6 sites that are similar to Volubilis in Morocco, but most of them sustained really bad damage. But this one, it's actually not bad. So it's highly recommended. It's beautiful. So we'll go to the next slide. And this is back in Fas. We did an experience, which is the ceramic experience, which we highly recommend. This gentleman has been beyond incredible. The information he shared, the knowledge, everything is just, it's really makes a difference. And again, this is what he does. They do ceramic, and there's a special clay in Chefchaouen. There's special clay in Fas, and that's what the ceramic in Fas is. Nothing like anywhere else in Morocco. It's very unique. It's a little bit pricey, but it's worth it. So it's just beyond incredible. So we're going to go to the next slide, and this is what everybody has been waiting for. This is show me the money. So what's in it for you? This is what's in it really for you. So money. We pay 15% commission. I know that's a little bit high for in the industry, which is not for you. You deserve it. And also we're adding a bonus to the commission that you're going to be earning, basically. So if you sell between 25,000 and 49,999, you get your 15% commission, which is about 500, but then you get an additional 2%. So in this case, Rowan, Andy, if you would please share that slide with us. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm apologizing. I am trying to upload that
Oh,
handout right now. I'm going to have to
thank you.
go through the back end and do that. So I'm just going to take me just a couple minutes. I'll be
Oh, sure.
working on that while you share this great information.
Absolutely. So, and if you sell between 50,000 and 74,999, in addition to your 15% commission, you get an additional 4%. And we do this biannually, so every 6 months. So that way you get a bonus every 6 months. Instead of just waiting or working the whole year, you get a bonus every 6 months. So I'm going to go to the next slide, and whenever Andy has that ready, we can go back to it and discuss it a little bit more. So basically, we have a fam trip between November 10th and 17th, and you must register for it. Departing date, November 10th, return date, November 17th. The package rate per person is 1995 USD, double occupancy, and also the package rate for a single occupancy is 2545 USD. This fam trip is for travel advisors only, and we have 12 spots available. So we don't want to do too many because it's not worth it. And the reason is because we would like for you to experience staying at Riyadh, throughout your trip, versus staying at a hotel. And a small group makes it still really intimate, and it comes with a lot of benefits. All breakfasts are included. Um, Again, lunch in Fas is included. Dinner in Marrakesh is included. Welcoming gifts are included as well. And what you see here on the left-hand side, this picture, this is it's Riyadh Fas, which is one of the best Riyadhs in Morocco, actually. And we book everything we book in Riyadhs, and that's why we don't want to do over 12 people in the group, because we will have to stay at a hotel, and that's going to really change the experience. So I'm going to go to the next slide. I try to go as fast as I can so we can have a lot of time for Q&A. This is some of what's really included for the trip. You have 24/7 hour support in Morocco. We're with you all the time. So you have your private car driver available to you. You have your tour leader, and you have a manager assigned to you in Morocco as well. So we do the meet and greet. All pickups from airports are included. All departures are included as well. So, and you get local certified private guides. If you're in Fas, you get a local guide in Fas. If you're in Marrakesh, you get a local guide in Marrakesh. If you're in Chefchaouen, you get a local guide in Chefchaouen as well. And again, this is what's included: 7 breakfasts, 1 lunch in Fas, 1 dinner in Marrakesh, and obviously water in the vehicle. So we're going to go to the next slide, and as we're getting close to the end of the presentation, and throughout the time, these are the 2 most popular experiences that we get requests. Excuse me. The Berber culture, Berber experience, and Jewish heritage. As you can see, in Morocco, there's a lot of Jewish history, because a lot of everything was Jewish, and then we kind of inherited everything after a lot of people from the Jewish people left back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. So let me see, we'll go to the next slide. And this is basically our contact information. This is in Chefchaouen. This is called Akshor, which is in the outskirts of Chefchaouen. It's about an hour, maybe an hour and 20-minute drive. This I would recommend for the people that are active. For people, if they are not in good shape, if they have, like for me, I have a little bit of my knee hurt, so it was difficult for me, but it was absolutely worth it. So this is, it's called, the end of it when we get to, it's called the God's Bridge. So basically, let me see, go back to it. Here we go. It was amazing. It was just incredible. So, Andy, any updates?
Yes, so I've got these awesome PDFs I want to share with you guys. I am unable to upload to the handout area, and because this webinar is already in session, I can't go through my backend and upload it. So here's what I'm thinking. After this event is over, for all of you attendees that are here, I will get an email sent out with the attachments that should already be in the handout area, and I apologize greatly. This has not happened to me before.
Can we share it on the chat? The link?
Unfortunately, our chat doesn't allow us to do documents. It only allows us to write text to the participants. So that's the only thing that's a problem here is I can't upload it anywhere. So I can send a chat out, but I can't send any attachments. So I think doing the email method might be the best. I am so sorry for this inconvenience, guys.
Okay, let me see. I think
I have access to the link. If you guys would just like us to put them in the chat, and then Andy can also do that.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Rowan.
That sounds great, Rowan. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Send a link to them, and that'd be fantastic.
All right, I will get that in the chat for you guys. Thank you.
So we can discuss it because it's quite a bit. It's a lot of information.
Absolutely, absolutely. We've got some great questions that have been populating through here, and what a great presentation. Would you like to address some of those questions while Rowan works on the chat, on the link?
Absolutely. Yes, please.
Fantastic. So one of the questions I got that I thought was a great one So this agent has an individual looking to go, but wants to go with a small group. Do you offer that kind of accommodations?
Yes, how many people?
She has a single traveler, but just doesn't want to travel by herself.
Oh, I see. So basically, she's asking if we can do escorted tours.
Yeah,
Okay, we can do it, but the minimum has to be two. We can definitely do it. And we'll do it as an escorted tour. That way the price is cheaper than going as a private, if that makes sense.
I think that does, absolutely. So I think she'll appreciate that answer. A lot of really positive comments talking about the beauty, how beautiful just all the scenery was. And you kind of touched on this. I'm going to ask it again. Is this a suitable destination for those with mobility challenges?
That's a really good question. I highly recommend the north side versus the south side. Yes, the north side is easier to maneuver, where the south side, because there's a lot of mountains, there's the desert, there's a little bit of challenging ground on the south side. So if they're doing a north side tour to Morocco, mobility is not an issue. We can get a vehicle that it's the handicap. It's fine. We can do it's not an issue at all for an itinerary like this. Doing the north side of Morocco, it's not an issue.
Fantastic. And Rowan, thank you so much for sending those links to our participants. There is a link in the chat box on your right side that you guys can click on to view all of this very exciting information that's been shared. And if you have any questions, please type them into the question box and we'll address them. I got a couple more here, just circling through here. One agent looking for just kind of a total cost for that itinerary for a client.
For a client, normally the fam trip, we also have it as a private tour and we have it as a group tour. And the rates, we have them on the website. For I would say it's around a little bit above 3,000 per person.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. That's not too bad.
Yes. Yes. So for this one, we had to discount it basically for travel advisors, and that's why we worked really hard to make the price less than $2,000. The value is incredible. It's amazing.
Absolutely. What is the best time to go for Morocco for festivals and events and for weather on top of that?
Oh, well, for weather, I would say don't go July and August. The best time to go is really March, April, November, when it's a high season. Then in June it gets a little bit warm, but not too warm, which is really really nice. And then mid-September all the way to the second week of December. Christmas time is crazy busy and it's very pricey. And then if you need to make any booking for that, you really have to do it ahead of time. I would recommend a minimum of 6 to 9 months if you're going during Christmas time. This two last weeks of December.
Okay, that's good information. That's good information. Yeah, I actually live in the desert of Arizona, and we're just getting done with summer. So yeah, July and August, I can get where it might not be so fun to be traveling around the desert.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We got a couple more here. The 3,000 price, that's per person based on how many people would they need to get that price?
I mean, it can be, we can do the minimum 2 people, but then again, if you go to 8, then they get a group discount. Then the price changes.
Okay, so even more motivating.
Yes, and let's say for example, you have 9 and the travel agents want to join them, they can go for free.
Okay, well, that's exciting.
And they still get their commission. Yes.
That's definitely a home run right there. A commission and a free vacation.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, we got some more questions here. Yeah. What would go into looking at Marrakech, right?
Yes, Marrakesh. Yes.
What tours do you highly recommend in that area? Like which ones would you absolutely must do?
That's a really good question, but keep in mind, Andy, I am from Marrakesh, so I'm a little bit biased. I love Fez, but I love Marrakesh. So here's the thing. I'll give you I'll make a comparison, and it's really popular. These two cities, Fez and Marrakesh. In Marrakesh, you can be there for 2 months and do everything different every day without you doing the same thing twice. So Marrakesh is happening. It's vibing. It's very top destination for the last decade or so. It always comes number one, number two, number three. So there's so many things to do. We thought we'd just show, Madrasat bin Yusuf. We just show the Majorel Garden. Then you have the Kutubiya Mosque. Then you have the Jam al Fna Square. Then you have the secret gardens. That you have so many, gardens. You have so many museums. You have so many activities. Bike activities, things to do in the outskirts of Marrakesh, to Agafay Desert. You can do dinner and a show. You can do the quad. You can do a camel ride. You can do a henna experience, a spa and Moroccan henna experience, Moroccan hammam as well. You can do a hot air balloon experience. You can do a horse experience. So the experiences. There's so many things to do, and also keep in mind, Marrakesh. The location it's really unique. You can base yourself in Marrakesh. That would be your hub, but at the same time, you can do day trips. You can go to Essaouira, for example, for a day and come back and spend the night in your Riyadh, and again do the Gnawa experience. So and stuff like that. So you have a lot of options when it comes to Marrakesh versus other cities. Really
Okay.
good question.
Great information. Lot of engagement coming through. I thought this is a good one. Do you just use a tour guide in Marrakesh?
Oh, it's a must. Yes. I'll give you an example. Let's say you booked with us and you have 3 days in Marrakesh. Different people, they like to do different things. So again, everything we do is on your terms. We build itinerary according to what you want it to do. We can do an itinerary that it's packed, morning, midday, night, or we can do just one that it's half a day, and then you have the freedom to do other things on the second half, and then we can come back and pick you up for dinner, take you to dinner, and bring you back to your Riyadh and stuff like that. So it's completely up to you. What we have realized is when we build itineraries, we kind of pack them too much, and sometimes it takes away a little bit from the freedom from the guests. They want to do other stuff on their own. They want to walk by themselves. They want to feel like, hey, even though I'm doing a tour, I have my car, I have my driver, I have my local guide, but I still want to go to the square on my own. You see what I'm saying? So you have that freedom as well. So everything is customizable.
That's really cool. And this is happening. My next question here. Do y'all help with train tickets from Casablanca to Marrakesh for possible cruise clientele?
Everything we do is private. We don't use public transportation. We can send car service to pick you up from Casablanca to Marrakesh, which is about 2.5 hours drive on the freeway. But also keep in mind, because I know travel advisors, they do air travel now. Ryanair is a major player in Marrakesh, and in Morocco, and they just added a bunch of really cheap, airline tickets from Fas to Marrakesh, Ouarzazate to Marrakesh to Fas and stuff like that. So that's what I would recommend. Sometimes you'll find an airplane ticket through Ryanair and those small airlines that's cheaper and saves you a little bit of time going with with the train. So
fantastic, good information. Do you have any marketing guides or promotional or pre-made templates, promotional items that agents can grab a hold of somewhere?
Well, we have tons of pictures, but the only challenge, it has our logo on it. If that's okay, I can share everything with the travel advisors. I don't have an issue. We have tons of videos, we have tons of reels and stuff. I can share everything that I have with them. I don't have an issue with it, because when we created it, it has because it has our logo on it. The reason is because people, they steal your stuff and they post it as their own. So we just
that is the world we live in.
Yeah. So if it's okay with them, we have Ahwash experience video, we have Merzuga video, the experience, we have Berber experience, cooking class experience. If they want those videos, I'll be more than happy to share with them. 100%, no cost to them at all. Yes.
Fantastic. Well, that wraps up a lot of the questions we have here. And again, after this, you're going to get a report with all these questions. If I missed any, I did my best to capture as many as I could. Is
Absolutely.
there anything else you'd like to finish off today with?
Yes, if I would like to ask the travel advisors if they can click on the link. There's two links, one that shows the actual itinerary and the one that shows the actual commission plus bonus. I would like for them, if they can go to the one with the commission plus bonus so I can explain it a little bit better, please.
All right. Again, Rowan took care of uploading that to the chat box there. So if you visit your chat,
yes,
you'll be able to click that link there.
Yeah, there's two links. There's the one on top. Click on the one that it's on the bottom, and that's the commission. Please.
Yep, they have it.
Okay.
This is a fantastic webinar.
Thank you.
So much good information.
So here, basically, it just shows you, if you sell certain amount, there's between 25,000 to 49,900. What you would make in commission, which is between 3,750 and $7,500, and then your bonus could be between $500 to $1,000. So in 6 months, you'll be making between $4,250 to $8,500. And again, this, when you look at it, it can really be just one tour. It could be a family traveling to Morocco. And again, we take care of everything for you. You don't have to lift a finger. Everything we do is from A to Z. We handle everything for you: the accommodations, transportation, the local guides, the experiences they would like to see, and so forth. And again, these are just examples. If you sell between $50,000 and $74,999, again, your commission is going to be between $7,500 and $11,250, but then you get a 4% commission, which is between $2,000 to $3,000. So there's a lot of money to be made, actually. And all we need from you, just book with us, trust us, and book with us. And we're here for you. We're here to help you each way that we can. And answer any questions that you might have. And also, when we go to the last slide, you can see the contact information for us. That's how the best way to get to us. To build an itinerary, it takes us an average of, I would say, 36 to 48 hours, because I'm based in the US, and then we have an office in Morocco as well, and there's a time difference. So that's why it takes us a little bit of time to build an itinerary for you. So.
Fantastic. It looks like you're going to maybe be getting some emails or some phone calls this afternoon. You've got some people they've got more questions they would like to speak with you. So
absolutely.
Don't make any plans this afternoon.
I'm available, Andy.
And we've got a $50 gift card that Travel Professional News has provided. And this is I'm going to do the 5th correct answer. So for any of you listening right now that want to get that $50 Amazon gift card, let's go ahead and listen to this question. First, the 5th person that gets it right will win. What country is Morocco in? And type that answer in. All right, we've got a winner. Congratulations, Patricia. You got a $50 Amazon gift card that I will be sending to you momentarily.
Congratulations,
I really
Patricia.
appreciate your time today and all of this great information. This has just been a wealth of knowledge. I think everyone, you got a lot of people that are going to be contacting you very shortly, it looks like.
Absolutely. And also one more thing, please, Andy. We have a podcast. We have about 75 or 80 episodes published already. And it has a lot of information. Everything we talked about today that I couldn't talk about too much, for example, Fez, Marrakesh, Chefchaouen, we have episodes about all those cities, all these experiences, things to do, things to pack, the scams to look out for, and everything. It's a lot of really, really good content and valuable information. And again, the name of the podcast is the same, Destination Morocco Podcast, and you can listen to it anywhere you listen to your podcasts.
That's great information. That's awesome. Wonderful.
Perfect.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. Rowan, thank you for your help as well. We're going to close this up, and this will be available on our YouTube in the next hour or two, in case you missed any parts or just rewatch it. And again, thank you all for taking your time out of your busy day. We appreciate spending the time with you. As always, Destination Morocco seems like a pretty fun place to go.
Thank
So
you.
hopefully you can head your way there.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.